Okay, hi guys, so it's Maddie, and I'm branching out a little bit, and I'm actually going to be filming a Betta Care video, because I feel like it'll bring new people to my channel, and I feel like this is useful, because this is something I looked for when I was getting my Betta, like everything you need to know all in one, and it was like, they were so like drawn out and like confusing, so like here's the video you're looking for. So we're just going to jump right in. What I was saying is that I have kept my Betta alive for almost a year. It'll be a year in a month or 2 months. So she's been kicking for a minute. I have not killed her. And this is how I've kept her alive that long. So the first thing is their tank. You can kind of see her tank back there. It's like a Betta mini bow something. I will link it down below. I got all of the supplies at Petco. I will also link the haul I did for everything down below, although I don't think I linked everything in the haul. Anyway, so the smallest tank you can have is 2.5 gallons. I read some places online it's 5 gallons. However, I have a female. She doesn't have like really big fins or anything. Like, I don't know what that would have to do with anything, but she's been kicking. One day I would like to get her a 5-gallon tank, but right now she has a 2.5 gallon. So please do not get anything smaller than 2.5 gallons though. There's also the dividers in them where you can get like the clear, like, do not get the one that has the plastic divider in the middle. They will still be able to sense that the other fish is there and possibly see them, and that is stressful, as well as it being a really small area, and it's going to get dirty twice as fast, and you'll have 2 fish to deal with. So when it comes to bettas, they are hardy fish. They're pretty easy to keep alive. I mean, obviously I've kept mine alive for almost a year. The only issue is that they are single fish. I've seen videos, like Taylor Dean did one, the different types of fish that you can keep with bettas. However, she said that it's not really for friendship. It's just to make your tank look nice. So she's chilling alone in there. You can see her swimming. She's content. She's having a good time. They're meant to be alone. How's alone? That's the next thing. The third thing is that you want to have silk plants. So they have fins, like the really pretty fins if you get a male, smaller fins if you get a female, but they have really sensitive fins, so you never want to use a net with them, and you want silk plants. I don't think I have a silk plant in here now that I think about it. I do have a net that I'm going to show you guys, but I don't use it for her. So you never want to use tap water or bottled water or like distilled water. So this is where it gets crazy, because I did not know this. So what you want to do is you want to get something like this from the Dollar Tree or from Walmart, a measuring doodad. What is this? A measuring pitcher. And you want to get, I'm just going to have to like deconstruct my setup here, which is fine. Also, I keep all of this in a big bucket. I don't know why I got the bucket first, and then I was like, well, crap, I need a pitcher, so I have a pitcher. And then you're going to need some water conditioner. So I've used some different brands. They all seem to work. I'm guessing it's the same shit. Like, okay. These little ones are around, I think they're less than $5. And one of these lasted me, how long did it last me? It lasted me like a solid 6 months for her tank. So that's like pretty good. Like, that's a pretty cheap investment. So you're going to read the back, and it says 14 drops per gallon or 4 drops per liter. Like, it'll break it down. I'll do it with liters, and normally her tank takes like, I don't even know how many liters. I just like, I remove like half the water, and then I use the water conditioner. So you just, it's literally like a dropper, and it comes out. And you can see I've had this one for a while. I actually don't think you can see that. And it just makes the tap water safe. And then you're going to mix it up. Normally I'll use just like a stirring utensil, or I'll use this, and this has another use. It's not used for her. I actually got this because I had a dead one in there. My first one died within like 9 hours of me getting him. It wasn't my fault. It was a girl, but I decided it was a boy because it's a fish, and I named her Milo. And it died because it was sick at the pet store, and I knew it was sick, but I wanted to save it, but I couldn't, so it died. Anyway, I got a net to get it out because I was like not about, Okay, and now I find other uses for it because that was like a waste of $6. I don't even know if it was that much. Not the point of this. The next thing is that you want to have hides. I don't have extra hides. They can be kind of expensive. Okay, so I have a rock one, and then I have one that's like fake wood, and then her plants, obviously, like I talked about. Is that you want to have rocks at the bottom, and this is so that healthy bacteria can grow and like flourish, and also you have something to kind of stick your plants into. That's another thing, you need a thermometer. Also, something that I had to have in my dorm room. Okay, so it just looks like this, and it just sticks to the side of the tank with like suction cups, and you just plug it in. So this has a set temperature, like sections. I can't set the temperature. I'll try to link this down below. It has like a really long ass cord, which is nice, and you just plug it in. I think the temperature is like 78 degrees, I believe, and you just stick it in there. If you have a bigger tank, you'll obviously need a bigger heater. This was like 16 bucks. But it was nice because my fish wasn't cold. And when they're at optimal temperatures is when they're like swimming around and being like entertaining. My roommate's fish was always freezing, and he just kind of like sat there, like poor guy. But anyway, yeah, super bomb. Also, it has a thing where if it gets over a certain temperature, it basically kills itself, so it's not gonna like boil your fish alive, because I was afraid of that. It's like a kill switch, and then it's like ruined. It does have a warranty of some kind. I've never had any issues. I doubt I even have the warranty anymore. So something about bettas is they are not great swimmer. As you can see, she has like a filter built in to her tank. Which is super nice. The light's built in, all of that. And they need their light on, like, I forget exactly how many hours. Normally I turn it on in the morning. I turn it off when I go to bed. She seems chill with it. It's fine. So if they're coming to the top to get air, it means that they do not have enough oxygen. And then you're going to want to turn on the filter to get more oxygen into the water, but they are not great swimmers. So if you do need to leave it on for an extended amount of time, you're going to want to put a plant in front of it. I wouldn't recommend leaving it on very long. There's been one time I was worried she needed more oxygen and turned it on, but it was for like 5 minutes. Normally in between like me changing the tank water, I'll run it like in little spurts just so it's not like overwhelming. It like freaks her out. She hates it. She like goes to the opposite side of the tank. And then if you leave it on, it's just not great for them because they're gonna like tire out. And so I clean her water about every 2 weeks. I do a 25 to 50% water change most of the time. Just depending on how dirty her water is. This is when I go in with the net and I like scoop the rocks, and like basically I'll turn the filter on and move all the rocks around, and I'll grab the her big poop with my nets, or like just gross stuff. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't even want to know what this is. And then I'll let the other stuff get sucked up by the filter. And then I use the water additive, and then every 2 to 3 months I do a complete clean. And what this means is I go in, like I take everything out. I clean her plants and hides in hot soapy water. I let them sit. I strain her rocks. And this is something I just started doing recently. I used to do it like such a hard fucking way. I'm not even going to explain to you how. Just go get one of these for $3 and strain your fucking rocks. Okay? That's how I clean them. But first, so I take everything out, and then I just did this, so I like can't even film it to show you guys because that's bad. So it's when her tank, like most of the time I'll do a water change and it like still looks kind of funky, and I'm like, okay, it's like time to clean everything off. So I'll get everything out except for the rocks, and I'll let them soak. I'll let the rocks soak in the fish tank, and I do this for like a couple hours. So I have to do this like during a weekday when no one's here, because like people need the kitchen sink. And something you want to be careful of too is like fish poop and fish. I don't know if I can get salmonella or if my family can from her stuff, but I'm sure we can get sick. So normally we use like these little, like, we call them green scratchies even though they're blue right now. Anyway, I'll use the one that's there. I'll like rinse it out really well and then just use it to clean her stuff and throw it away and get a new one. You don't want to like cross-contaminate. I will also like deep clean the sinks after I do this. So you don't want to risk that. That's something really important. This is not where you like throw your dishes in with your fish stuff, okay? But you also want to make sure the sink's clean before you do that because you don't want food in your fish tank. It's like, don't cross-contaminate. You could also do this in the bathtub if you wanted to. So, but you're going to want to make sure to clean it out as well because, like, fish illness. Okay. So you get all the stuff out. Oh yeah, I was at the rocks. Then you pour the rocks into your strainer, strain them, and then I'm like rinsing everything really well and setting it on a towel, a rag, and then I will like clean out her actual fish tank without the rocks, let it all dry. And this is the day that she is out of her tank the longest. So how I get her out is I have the container she came in. This is how I travel with her as well. And instead of using the net, I just get it. I make sure my hands are clean. And then I will just go in and scoop her out, and, you know, her water is in there with her. And then I will normally, like, set the lid like this because they can be known to jump out. And then I'll put her back in, and I'll get how to put her back in a second. If it's going to be the all-day thing, I will normally just set it like this so she doesn't jump out. Because if they don't like their environment, they will jump out, but she has to be in here. You don't want to just, like, have her in here and then be like, psh. Also, okay, so whenever I do the 25 to 50% water change every 2 weeks, normally I run the filter as I'm adding the new water, so it's all the same temperature, it's all mixed, it's not like, you know, that's like really harsh for them. And I will let it run. I'll let it sit for at least half an hour to an hour minimum. Sometimes it's like 2 or 3 hours just because like it needs to mix really well with the filter on. And then I will, what you do, and then if it's her all day thing, okay, so this, depending on how early I start in the day, so when I do the big clean, normally I'll start in the morning, around like 11, so her stuff soaks until like 2. I'll put her tank back together by 3, let's say, all fresh water, all fresh everything. I like it to sit for at least 8 hours, which sounds insane. But if you get a new Betta and it's a new tank, you're supposed to wait 24 hours. I've never had an issue with the 8 hours, and it's not like I'm timing it, but normally like I'll go out and do things or whatever. I'll be here before I go to bed. I'll put her in there. And when she's in this cup, during that time, normally if I'm like, Stella, I spend a lot of time with her. I'm not even going to lie. She recognizes my face. Bettas can. And she'll follow my finger. I have videos of her doing it on my Instagram. She's like, fish can be pretty entertaining, but I'll take her in her cup and to make sure she gets like the light she needs for the day. Like if I leave her in my dark room, that's like not okay, it's like sad. So I will put her and I'll take her out there with me, and I'll like watch TV at night before I add her back in. And then you just want to lower it in and just kind of slowly let the waters mix. And this is when you want to watch them. If they like start freaking out or like something bad happens, you can kind of pull them out and try to save them. If you just dump them in, that can also cause shock, so don't do that. Don't fucking do that. If you have a completely new fish, you're supposed to like let them view the tank, like all that. Also, I got these filter cartridges, extra ones, when I got her, and I've had her, like I said, for almost a year. I am down to my last one. 6 came in this, and I think 2 came with my tank. Stuff is kind of expensive at Petco, so I'm going to see if I can get on Amazon and look for it, this stuff from now on, because, like, stuff's just expensive at Petco. Like, I knew that when I had rats. So this is something I also use. This is a bacteria supplement, and I have heard good and bad things about bacteria supplements. I use it. I've kept her alive this long. So this is just the top fin bacteria supplement. It contains live bacteria to break down fish waste, helps reduce aquarium cleanup, and supports a healthy aquarium environment. I do this especially after I do her big clean out because there's no more healthy bacteria left. So if it's a new aquarium and after medicating, so after I do the big change, this is in like 10 US gallons, 10 milliliters. So when I do the big thing, it's 2.5 gallons. I'll do 2.5 milliliters. And then it's routine water changes. It's 10 US gallons to 5 milliliters, so I'll do 2.5 gallons to 1.25 milliliters. Does that make sense? Basically, I follow the back, but sometimes you have to do conversions. And this cap just has measurements, and this is something that I pour in like right as I'm adding the water most of the time in between, so I can get really mixed in. And then I was going to just show you guys her food. So I do have pellets and flakes. I do like to mix it up because she's a fish. Like, it just starts raining food. Scrappy likes this food. He just came over here. And I'm sure you're like, someone in the comments is going to be like, you're not supposed to feed that to your dog. But he loves it. And it's like fish food. Like, it's basically dog food. He likes it. This fish food's like really stinky too. So this is the pellets. And she's never going to eat all of this. Like, ever. Even if I have her for 3 years. Is that good? So this is the Aquagon. These came with her fish tank, or one of them did, and I bought the other. So this is the, I bought this one. So this is the pellets. It's daily nutrition for all Betta. And then I have flakes, tropical flakes, and they're both saying natural colors and ingredients. Do you want to try the flakes? And here's flakes. The flakes float, so that's pretty cool. You want to try these? Oh, these aren't as stinky. But I like to mix it up for her, just keep it fun and fresh. And then recently, you can't have these though. I just keep these right below her. I feed her once in the morning and once at night. She doesn't overeat. Like, if she's not hungry, she won't eat, but that makes her cage, her aquarium, dirtier for me faster. You're not getting any more of these. I'm afraid of you getting sick. So, I recently got bloodworms because I heard that they can have them. This was $4. Like, that's kind of a lot for this little thing. You can't have these. And these are just omega-1 freeze-dried Nutri-Treat Betta Treat bloodworms. So I know it has high in protein and it's for healthy growth. So I'm guessing you can give these to baby bettas. I wouldn't recommend getting a baby betta because they're going to be harder to keep alive. But it has a lot of protein. And see, with these, you're supposed to feed 3 times daily using only as much food as fish can consume in 1 minute. So I normally give her 2 of these and then her regular dinner or breakfast, or sometimes that's a snack in the middle of the day. They're super, I mean, they're little worms. And she absolutely loved these. I did these in a haul recently. She loves these. I'll insert the clip of her loving them. So I do want to talk about real quick, if you are going to be a new fish parent, fish can be entertaining. I got a betta because that's the only pet I could have in my dorm, and I was lonely and I needed to take care of something. I would recommend getting one that is fully grown. They can go up to like $30. I mean, if that's what you want to do with your money, okay. I wouldn't. The first one I got that died was like 4, and then she was like 6. I don't think price has anything to do with how, you know, whatever. I like spending time with my fish. That might be weird. I mean, it sounds weird coming out loud, but when I'm like hanging out with her, it's fine. Like, I don't know. Get the one that looks healthy. You're not going to save the dying one, and it's just going to cause heartbreak, and you're going to be at college and have to flush your own fish. So just get one that looks healthy. You want them to have full fins. If they're missing a little bit of fin, that's okay. Stella is still missing a little bit of her fins. I moved her 3 times. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then my move home in a very short amount of time. And that was very stressful. It was a lot of water changes. It was a lot of car rides. It was a lot for her. And I mean, she lost some of her fins. They're slowly coming back. I don't know if they will completely come back. I felt really bad, but like, I couldn't leave her in my dorm for 6 weeks. Like, that's not cool either. But yeah, so that's somewhat normal, but you don't want them to have like no fins. Are you going to sleep right there? Okay. So good luck on your fish endeavors. As long as you're trying your best. If they die, they die. Fish can be really hard to keep alive. Just do your best. And I spent about, I don't remember how much I went out and spent on everything. I'll link the haul below or put it in the cards if I remember. I never remember to put stuff in the cards. So yeah, like I said, I was branching out with this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it maybe interesting, or maybe you're actually looking to get a fish. And I hope this was very clear and concise and made sense. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. I may not know the answer, but I am willing to help you do research. So, want to say goodnight, Beaner? You're so sleepy. Say goodnight. Oh, goodnight. I love fish food. Was that a toot? Oh my goodness. Okay, bye guys.